A love story that will make you cry. Stories are the best way to learn English. Liam Harper, 20 years old, a second-year student. He has a tall, athletic build, with short, wavy brown hair and hazel eyes. Known for his friendly and outgoing nature, Liam is popular in college and enjoys playing soccer and hanging out with friends. Emily Dawson, 19 years old, a first-year student majoring in literature. She is of medium height, with long, straight black hair that reaches her waist, and striking blue eyes. Emily is shy, intelligent, and loves reading books. She recently transferred to this college and is new in town. Liam had always been the guy everyone liked. His confidence, good looks, and charm made him the center of attention. But deep down he was waiting for something more meaningful. A real connection, a true love. One day, while walking through the college corridor with his friends, he noticed a new girl. She was standing alone, looking a bit lost, holding her books close to her chest. "Who's that?" Liam asked his friend Mark, curious. "Must be the new girl. Heard she's into books or something." "Not really your type," Mark replied with a smirk. But Liam was intrigued. There was something different about her, something that drew him in. Without thinking, he walked over to her. Liam. You look a little lost. Can I help you find something?" Emily looked up, surprised by his sudden approach. "Oh, hi. I'm Emily. I'm just trying to find the literature class." "Perfect. I'll walk you there. It's on the way to my class," Liam offered with a warm smile. As they walked together, Liam couldn't help but notice how pretty Emily was. Her soft features and the way she nervously tucked her hair behind her ear made her even more appealing. Chapter 2. The First Encounter. Over the next few weeks, Liam found himself thinking about Emily more and more. He started finding excuses to bump into her around campus. Whether it was in the library, at the cafe, or after classes, Liam was always there, trying to get her attention. Emily, on the other hand, was focused on her studies. She had always been serious about her education and didn't want any distractions. But Liam's persistence was hard to ignore. He was charming, kind, and always seemed to know just what to say to make her smile. One afternoon, Liam finally worked up the courage to ask her out. "Emily, I know you're busy with classes, but I was wondering if you'd like to grab a coffee with me sometime? Just as friends, of course." Emily hesitated. She wasn't looking for a relationship, especially not with someone as popular as Liam. But there was something about him that made her curious. "All right, just as friends," she agreed with a small smile. Their coffee date turned into a long conversation about books, life, and dreams. Liam was surprised at how easy it was to talk to Emily. She was smart, funny, and had a unique perspective on life. For Emily, Liam was different from what she had expected. He was genuinely interested in what she had to say, and she started to see a side of him that others didn't. Chapter 3. Falling in Love. As weeks turned into months, Liam and Emily grew closer. They spent more time together, studying, going for walks, and sharing their thoughts and dreams. Liam knew he was falling for her, and he was determined to make her feel the same way. One evening after a study session, Liam took Emily to a quiet spot on campus, under a large oak tree. "Emily, I need to tell you something," he began, his voice serious. Emily looked at him, her heart racing. "What is it, Liam?" "I've fallen for you, Emily. I've tried to deny it, but I can't anymore. I know you might not feel the same way, and that's okay. But I needed to tell you," Liam confessed, his hazel eyes full of sincerity. Emily was stunned. She had grown fond of Liam, but she hadn't allowed herself to think of him in that way. She wasn't sure if she was ready for a relationship, but seeing the look in his eyes, she knew he was serious. "Liam, I don't know what to say. I like you too, but I'm scared. I don't want to get hurt," she admitted, her voice trembling. Liam took her hand gently. "I promise I won't hurt you, Emily. Let's take this one step at a time. No pressure, no rush." Emily nodded, feeling a warmth in her heart she hadn't felt before. "Okay, let's see where this goes." Chapter 4. Building Memories. As their relationship blossomed, Liam and Emily became inseparable. They celebrated every moment together: birthdays, Valentine's Day, and even small milestones like their first month as a couple. On Emily's 20th birthday, Liam surprised her with a picnic in the park. He had prepared all her favorite foods and brought a book they both loved to read together. "This is perfect, Liam," Emily said, her eyes shining with happiness. "It's only perfect because you're here," Liam replied, leaning in to kiss her softly. Their kisses became more frequent, each one filled with more passion than the last. They would often find themselves lost in each other's arms, sharing their deepest feelings and dreams. Liam knew he was deeply in love with Emily, and he could tell she felt the same way. One cold winter night, after a long walk in the park, they went back to Liam's apartment. They had been dating for almost a year, and their love had only grown stronger. That night, they took their relationship to the next level, expressing their love in a way they hadn't before. It was a moment of pure connection, something they would both cherish forever. Chapter 5. The Unexpected Turn. Just when everything seemed perfect, life threw them a curveball. Emily's father, Mr. Dawson, was a strict and traditional man. When he found out about Emily's relationship with Liam, he was furious. He had already arranged for Emily to marry someone else, a wealthy businessman who could provide her with a secure future. "You will marry him, Emily. I won't hear another word about it," Mr. Dawson declared sternly. "But I don't love him, Dad. I love Liam," Emily protested, tears streaming down her face. "You don't know what love is, Emily. This is for your own good," her father insisted. Emily was heartbroken. She tried to reason with her father, but he wouldn't listen. The wedding was set, and there was nothing she could do to stop it. When she told Liam about the situation, he was devastated. "I can't lose you, Emily. You're my everything," Liam said, holding her close as they both cried. "I don't want to leave you, Liam. But my father won't listen. I don't have a choice." Emily sobbed, feeling helpless. Chapter 6. The Dark Days. The days leading up to Emily's wedding were some of the darkest for both of them. Liam fell into a deep depression, unable to cope with the thought of losing the love of his life. He stopped going to classes, stopped talking to his friends, and spent most of his time alone, drowning in sorrow. On the day of the wedding, Liam couldn't bear to see Emily marry someone else. He stayed in his apartment, staring at the walls, feeling numb. Meanwhile, Emily went through the ceremony in a daze. Her heart shattered into pieces. She couldn't believe this was happening to her. 2 days after the wedding, Emily made a decision that would change everything. She couldn't stay with a man she didn't love, especially not when she was carrying Liam's child. She was pregnant, and she knew the baby was Liam's. She packed her bags in the middle of the night and left her husband's house, determined to find Liam and tell him the truth. Chapter 7. The Reunion. 8 months later, Liam was sitting on a bench in the park, staring at the ground. He hadn't fully recovered from the heartbreak, but he was trying to move on. Just then he heard a familiar voice. "Liam!" Emily called out, her voice trembling with emotion. Liam looked up, and his heart skipped a beat. There she was, standing in front of him, her belly swollen with pregnancy. "Emily! What are you doing here?" "I had to find you, Liam. I couldn't stay with him. I'm pregnant, and the baby is yours," Emily confessed, tears streaming down her face. Liam was in shock. You're pregnant. And you left him." Emily nodded, unable to speak as the tears continued to flow. "I couldn't live a lie, Liam. I love you and I want to be with you. I'm so sorry for everything." Liam stood up and pulled her into his arms, both of them crying together. "I love you too, Emily. I never stopped loving you. We'll get through this together." As they held each other tightly, they both knew that they had found their way back to each other. Despite all the obstacles, their love had survived, and now they were ready to start a new chapter in their lives, together. Chapter 8. Building a New Life. Liam and Emily moved into a small but cozy apartment on the outskirts of town. It wasn't much, just a 1-bedroom place with a tiny kitchen and a living room, but it was their own space, and they were determined to make it a home. Emily was in her final months of pregnancy, and while they were excited about the baby, they also faced a lot of challenges. Liam had to drop out of college to find a full-time job, as they needed money to support themselves and the baby. He found work at a local grocery store, stacking shelves and managing deliveries. It was hard labor with long hours, and the pay wasn't great. But Liam was willing to do whatever it took to provide for his family. Emily, too, had to make sacrifices. She was an excellent student, but with the baby on the way, she had to put her studies on hold. This was difficult for her because she had always dreamed of becoming a writer. Now those dreams seemed distant, overshadowed by the immediate need to care for her unborn child. They lived on a tight budget, counting every penny. Their grocery shopping was minimal. Basic ingredients for simple meals. Often they had to skip outings or deny themselves small luxuries just to make ends meet. The weight of financial responsibility bore heavily on Liam, who sometimes felt like he was failing Emily. He wanted to give her the world but struggled to provide even the basics. Despite the hardships, Liam and Emily shared tender moments that reminded them of the love they had for each other. One evening, after a particularly tough day at work, Liam came home to find Emily sitting on the couch, knitting a small blanket for their baby. Her face lit up when she saw him, and without a word, she walked over and hugged him tightly. "I know things are hard right now," Emily whispered, "but as long as we're together, we'll get through this." Liam held her close, feeling a surge of love and gratitude. "I'm so lucky to have you, Emily. I promise I'll do everything I can to make our life better." As the baby's due date approached, they faced another emotional hurdle: Emily's father. Mr. Dawson had been furious when he found out Emily had left her husband and was pregnant with Liam's child. He had disowned her, refusing to offer any support. This broke Emily's heart, as she had always been close to her father. But she knew she had to follow her heart and choose love, even if it meant losing her family. One night, as they sat together on their small balcony, Emily opened up about her feelings. "I miss my dad, Liam. I miss how things used to be before all of this. I wish he could understand that I'm happy with you, that we're going to be a family." Liam took her hand, his heart aching for her. "I wish I could make things right with him, but I'm here for you, Emily. You're not alone in this. We'll create our own family, one filled with love and support." Tears welled up in Emily's eyes as she leaned her head on Liam's shoulder. "Thank you, Liam. I don't know what I'd do without you." Finally, the day arrived when Emily went into labor. It was a stormy night, and the power in their apartment went out just as they were getting ready to leave for the hospital. Panic set in as they realized they had no way to call for help. "I'll get you to the hospital, I promise," Liam said. His voice filled with determination as he wrapped Emily in a blanket and helped her to the car. The roads were slick with rain, and visibility was poor, but Liam drove carefully, focused on getting Emily to safety. After what felt like an eternity, they arrived at the hospital. The delivery was difficult, and there were moments when Liam feared for Emily's life. He held her hand through the pain, whispering words of encouragement and love. Emily, exhausted and in pain, held on to Liam's voice, using it as her anchor. Finally, after hours of labor, their baby boy was born. As the cries of their newborn filled the room, both Liam and Emily broke down in tears. It was a moment of pure, overwhelming joy mixed with relief and gratitude. Liam kissed Emily's forehead, his heart swelling with pride and love. "You did it, Emily." "He's beautiful," Liam said, his voice choked with emotion as he cradled their son in his arms. Emily, holding their baby close, smiled through her tears. "We did it, Liam. We brought him into the world together." Chapter 9. Growing Together. In the years that followed, Liam and Emily found stability and happiness. Liam advanced in his career, and Emily became a successful writer. They bought a small house where Ethan could grow up, surrounded by love and support. Their life was not without challenges, but they faced everything together, their bond only growing stronger. Emily's father became an integral part of their family, helping them navigate the ups and downs of life. They were no longer just two young lovers. They were a family, with roots that ran deep and dreams that were fulfilled. As they watched Ethan grow, Liam and Emily knew that they had overcome so much to be where they were. And in the quiet moments when they looked at each other, they knew that their love had truly stood the test of time.